Just tell her, Raz.
Tell me what?
An old enemy has crawled out of the muck. Rakan. He's the one who singled me out during the fight. I swore I'd kill him the next time I saw him.
What's the story there?
2 years ago, Rakan was part of a group helping the imps on Belsavis. And they were good. Experienced, skilled, all that. The Republic hired their own team to stop them. Our sister Layla was in charge. There were casualties, for both sides. The imp mission failed, but Rakan escaped. Layla didn't make it. Rakan blamed us, all of Clan Ordo, for his failure. We didn't understand why a mercenary took things so personally. It's clear now. He was part of Hedda Cole's inner circle. He's responsible for losing her best people on Belsavis. He failed her, not just the mission.
The more we know about Hedda and her people, the better prepared we will be next time.
Agreed. It's surprising to learn Rakan has a Padawan for a sister. Never would have called that one. You'll get another chance. He can't hide behind Hedda Cole forever. Come. We should see how Mandalore fares.
How's she doing?
Tough as nails, twice as stubborn.
Her wounds were significant, but we arrived in time.
We'll give you some space. Catch you later.
I'm fine, Jakaya. This new implant will take some getting used to, but I don't need a nursemaid.
That's for the best. None would put up with you as a patient, great Mandalore.
All of those battles have loosened your brain, as well as your tongue, wise arbiter.
Sorry to interrupt. We got nothing. After Hedda's fleet disengaged, they jumped. Could be anywhere.
Did we find anything at the base?
Not much. Those techs you ran into were happy to go through Hedda's systems, so we'll keep searching. Hard proof aside, it's clear that Rakan's sister, Sahar, is working with Hedda. And she has a Sith relic. That can't be good.
Malgus wanted it, and now Hedda has it. I need to put her in the ground before this gets any worse.
And now for some good news. Tales of your victory have traveled faster than the best smuggler ships.
Not surprising. This is important.
I absolutely agree. But, Mandalore, why did you stop me from mentioning Hedda's machine? It was clearly there for her to cheat.
I don't believe she was behind it. Her reputation would suffer. If the machine was used on me, I wager it was shut down in time. Wouldn't you agree?
I wanted a fair fight.
A risky move, considering the wounds I had taken. My life or my honor?
The choice was always clear, Shay.
You think like a Mandalorian. The duel was always mine to win or lose. No excuses. Hedda Cole and her hidden chain will need more than that to tear the Mandalorians apart. The hunt continues. Nothing will stand in my way.
Shay Vizsla proved more resourceful than I anticipated. She won. With all my plans, all my preparation, she still won.
This was always a test, Field Marshal. One that you passed. A secret duel on a fringe planet.
This won't be a secret for long.
That only helps our cause. Win or lose, you stood your ground, and Shay needed a whole fleet to rescue her. Your movement, all of this, became real.
Very real, yes. My base is gone, and Shay's victory salting my wounds. We must prepare for war, even as we retreat.
I trust you will see us through.
What do you propose?
My sister has knowledge of a powerful new weapon.
Rakan,
What? Am I wrong? You hold the key.
that was just between us.
You promised to help me.
I will. There is nothing more important to me. But this weapon, it's too dangerous.
Then people with honor should control it. We both know the cost of being powerless.
A weapon? Is this true, Sahar?
Yes.
Darth Malgus himself has his eye on it.
Intriguing. Rakan, make sure no one interrupts us.
Hey there. Always an honor when I can get some time from someone as busy as you. I'm glad we got in touch, 'cause I got a favor to ask. Oh, well, I'm sure we can put our heads together and come up with something better. Once we're done with all this mess. With Hedda Cole on the run again, it's all hands on deck. That means I've got to go where Mandalore wants me. Otherwise, I'd handle this myself. My friend Lane is back on Ruhnuk. Mandalore's got her chasing down all the hidden chain riffraff that stayed behind. You and I both know that getting anything done on that dust ball is a challenge, and Lane doesn't have a lot of resources. But Lane would never ask for help, especially from someone like you. She's about as stubborn as Mandalore. Must run in their family. In fact, she'll probably kill me for asking you to back her up, but it's a risk I'm willing to take. So, what do you say? How do you feel about cleaning up some of Hedda's garbage? I didn't expect to hear anything less. Thank you. One more thing. Last time I was on Lane's bad side, she put adhesive spray in my jetpack's exhaust fans. Took me weeks to get it out. What I'm saying is, it'd be great if you didn't tell Lane it was me who sent you. Anyway, I appreciate you hearing me out on this. See you around.
Huh? Look who it is. Shouldn't you be off with Shay, planning her next move against the traitor? Not what I was trying to get across. Just surprised, is all. Shay stuck me with cleanup duty. Thought you might be above that. You're pretty chummy with my cousin. She tell you what I'm doing? Yeah, that's the short of it. The showdown between Shay and Hedda got pretty chaotic. When it was over, a lot of the hidden chain dogs ran off after their master. Shay and the Arbiter, mostly the Arbiter, withdrew all of our people from Ruhnuk too. Then, we got word that some of Hedda's soldiers stuck around. They're not big enough for an army, but there's enough that they could clear the way for Hedda to come back. My job is to keep that from happening. But I don't want to just round up some traitors and be done with it. We've been watching them. They're looking for something. I want to find out what it is. No, we can't. Don't know why the traitors picked this rock in the first place. Can't imagine there'd be much left that we haven't blown to bits. But that's what I want you to look into for me. I've got a couple of places I want you to sweep. Look for schematics, data readouts, anything that can tell me why they came here and why they've stayed. I've got to stay back. I'm working on something that I can't get away from. But something tells me that's not going to make much of a difference. Once you've got enough information to start putting the pieces together, let me know.
Blasted machine. Hurry up and get those pressure valves working again, damn it. Kerr's waiting on us.
What's the rush, Arla? You've got us tearing up water stations and power conduits left and right. Now you want us to fix them?
Shut up, someone's here. Step forward, whoever you are. Shay's pet. What are you doing back here? Get lost on your way home? Oya Elite. Let's bring Kerr a trophy he'll never forget. Get away from me, Jedi. I don't want your stink to rub off. I won't die by the hand of Shay Vizsla's lapdog. Not a chance. You got brass. You think I'm going to tell you?
That was quick. I guess strength in the Force and all that makes any job easy. You don't need to convince me or anything. The work got done. That's all that matters. I've always said that Shay's biggest strength is the people she surrounds herself with. You continue to prove me right. Let's see what you found out there. Looks like the Hidden Chain built their infrastructure on the back of an old mining operation. A really unlucky mining operation. Hedda had everything she could ever need already waiting for her. Water, power generators, digging equipment. And you went and repaired a bunch of it. That'll give us a heck of an easier time. Glad you trusted your instincts on that one. Find anything else interesting? I wager the traders you took all of this from didn't go down quietly. No, you must have heard wrong. I'll check. At least now we know who drew the short straw when Hedda asked people to stay behind. Sounds like the stragglers are Clan Harangir. They're old money, with an even older name. Clan Harangir claims they're descended from Cad Harangir, an old Mandalorian god of destruction. Decades of that kind of notoriety, power, and credits have given them quite the inflated self-image. They consider it an insult if you don't recognize their prestigious history. They consider it a threat if you don't give them the respect they demand. Must be why they switched sides. Shay didn't kiss their boots like the other clan leaders did. No argument here. Shay's never been one to coddle such fragile personalities. It was only a matter of time before some of the more entitled clans went the way of the Hidden Chain. But I still don't understand why Clan Harangir would agree to cleaning up Hedda's mess. They'd think an order like that was below them. No, they must be after something else. Something Hedda might not even know about. There's a particular area they've been circling for a while, full of beryllium deposits. Maybe that's where their prize is. You check there, and I'll keep looking through the data files you brought me, see if there's something I'm missing. By the time you come back, I'll have more of this figured out. Hopefully. Don't have time for pleasantries. I need you back out there, now. Like I said, something we don't have a lot of time to discuss. I poured over every bit of data you brought me. Every readout, every message, every schematic. It all comes back to one thing. You know what a Basulik is? A basilisk droid? Basilisk war droids are like nothing else. We can ride them, form bonds with them. They're like beasts, but better. They can carry mines, cannons, missile launchers, plasma generators. They're dangerously beautiful. All the data files you took from the Harangir traders paint a very clear picture. Whatever they're doing out there, it has something to do with basilisk droids. All that digging they've been doing could be the ore under Ruhnuk's surface is useful for building the droids. Could be something else. One of the schematics you brought me showed a clear path through their tunnel systems. I sent some people to scout the tunnels, thought maybe they could find something that would tell us for sure what the Harangiers have been up to. They never came back. Tried raising them on comms. I get nothing but silence back. I know this place isn't exactly easy to get around, not to mention all the wildlife that's riled up by us being here. But none of that should be a problem, for my people. They're Mandalorians. Someone got to them. You can handle that on your own, right? Even with all the data you brought me, there are still a lot of hiding places out there. I'll stay back and try to pinpoint where the traitors might be holed up. But you can start looking where I last heard from my soldiers. I'll send you the coordinates. And just... if you can't help them, make sure Clan Harangier pays.
What are you doing, wretch? Step away from those soldiers. Get out. You're interfering with my work. Look at what your interference has cost me. My droids are in desperate need of repair, and because of you, I had to abandon some prime machinery. Now I have to look elsewhere, and finding such irreplaceable specimens will be difficult. I hope my people didn't tire you out. You'll need your strength for what I'm sending your way.
That coward can't get away with this. The sick Demagulka's got his hands on basilisk war droids. A Mandalorian should know how valuable it is to have something like that. But that's not good enough for Kur Harangier. He's found others and brought them here, where no one else can see what he's doing. Even his precious field marshal. He's stripping parts, metal, whatever he can from the weaker droids. He experiments on them. And their suffering means nothing, as long as he can make the others more powerful. He's got some in that other room. They're in bad shape. Unless someone patches them up right now, they won't make it. I know Kur made out like he was sending reinforcements, but if you can get to the basilisk droids, we'll cover you if Kur tries anything stupid. Jate! And like I said, we've got your back. I'll let Lane know the situation. You get in there and take care of the Basilisk. Lane, it's Deck. You won't believe what Kur's got in here.
You made it back. We aren't supposed to grieve for a brother or sister who dies a warrior's death. But it's still not easy to see. I should thank you. Their sacrifice meant we could save basilisk droids. They would be honored to know that. Especially after I heard what that Oridush traitor was doing to those droids. Don't lose sleep over it. Dying in battle is something every Mandalorian expects. And there are so few of those droids left. I'm grateful you saw the value in preserving them. Out of all of Hedda's bootlickers, I can't believe Kur Harangier is the one you ran into. Yeah, that's him. He's the sorry Hutun that calls himself Clan Harangier's leader. He does whatever he wants, no matter how dishonorable. And his name and his money pay for everyone to ignore it. No one else could get away with the twisted things he does. No one cares that he's putting an end to something so irreplaceable. No more. Got some sensors I've been tinkering with. The range on them is far enough for what we need. You get these set up, and if anything leaves this planet carrying so much as a whiff of Kur's stench, we'll know where. Whatever else happens here, I'm putting Kur Harangier in the ground. We've been watching the sky since Kur Harangier was stupid enough to show his face. To you, of all people. Nothing belonging to the traitors has left the planet's surface. No cargo ships, no personal shuttles, nothing. He knows we're after him, but he's too arrogant to even make a run for it. He's still here. And that's the last mistake he'll ever make. We do things same as last time. I'll guide you and you hunt him down. Don't lecture me on things you don't understand. I need... Oh, sick. How do I say this? I can't face Kur. Not because I'm afraid or reluctant. I am angry. I am vengeful. I have blazing hot rage boiling under my skin. Years ago, Kur Harangier challenged my brother to a duel, or some perceived slight against his famous name. Kerr used nothing but underhanded tricks, like he does with everything else. There was no honor in the way he fought. He killed my brother, and no one called out Kerr's deception. Typical for a Harangier. When I think of Kerr's self-righteous smirking, while my brother lay dead, robbed of his good name, I can't see straight. My hate for Kerr is like thick, black smoke. I can't fight him if I can't see through it. Is that supposed to be an insult? A cautionary tale? Shay and I have both been wronged. We both deserve payback. And whether or not you agree with my intentions, we still have a job to do. I've some ideas where that snake might be hiding. Just need you to go and see which of my hunches is right. There can't be much left for Kerr to hide behind now. You've put down most of his lackeys, and with the trove of data files on our hands, we can almost predict his every move. Hope Kerr has enjoyed his little visit to Ruhnuk. It's about to become indefinite.
Well, look who it is. What a surprise. For all I've heard about you, you're not very bright. Giving me this kind of head start was foolish. With all that time, I was able to make a lot of explosives. Pretty impressive, considering what little material I had at my disposal. Look around. I left no surface untouched. And if you don't leave, boom. Huh. No. Oh, I don't think you should do that.
Hurry. Hurry. Time's running out. I don't plan on dying in here, but you're more than welcome to stick around.
Alright. There you are. Are you alright? You went dark on me, so I assumed the worst. When I couldn't reach you, I started feeling guilty for throwing you in the path of my problems, so I headed out to back you up. Well, yeah. How heartless do you think I am? Besides, Shay would have my head if something happened to you on my watch. But you're still in one piece. So are those basilisk droids I saw on the way in. Something like this is unheard of. Saving this many basilisk? It's a miracle. Can't think of any other word to describe this. Don't be. We'll get him. One day. For now, the fact that he's probably kicking himself for leaving these droids behind is good enough. What the? Look at it. Never seen one so small. What the hell kind of experiments was Kerr doing? You know, one this size might be something you could handle. No promises. Not yet. Don't want to get your hopes up. Need to see if anything can be done first. Let me get this little one back to camp and see what I can do. We'll meet you there. Did my best to get this little ECOD cleaned up, but we've still got a long way to go before it's running at full strength. It's going to take a lot of time, and a lot of work. You up for that kind of commitment? You've got a lot to give your attention to, but I promise, if you want it, nothing's ever going to be worth as much as this basilisk war droid. You've earned it, after everything you've done. Anyway, it's going to take me a while to get everything online. I need parts, tools, and I'm not ripping them from other basilisk droids. And I need your help. I'll let you know. Get ready to make something special.
You wanted to see me?
Thanks for coming. There's a lot going on since Ruhnuk, but I wanted to show you this. I took a piece of the Kadera banner. Wasn't much left after Hedda burned it.
Why did you do that?
It didn't feel right to let Hedda Cole have the last word on it. I agree with Hedda. about the banner being used as a symbol of shame and betrayal. And yet, how dare she burn it? Am I being foolish?
How you feel about your past is for you to decide. That banner is important to you. That's all that matters.
It's both good and bad. I was always running away from the history it represented, but it drove me to be the very best I could be. It was hard to see it burn. After all these years, it still holds power over me. I spent so much time trying to be better than my history. I didn't stop to think about where I came from. My father did what he did. He broke a trust and paid for it. We all did. Everything became a test, an obstacle to overcome. I fought for every scrap. It honed me into who I am. Good and bad. This box contains my past. Who my father was. My family. My sense of right and wrong. I can open it and remember when I need to. Or I can leave it shut. That choice is mine.
I hope that brings you some peace.
Some, yes. Restless to get back into action. But I know I have thinking to do. Strangely, I'm looking forward to it. But I've taken enough of your time. Thanks for letting me get that off my chest.
Put it down.
Of course. Tau Adair, isn't it?
I'm not here to talk.
What a shame.
Adair! Adair, are you receiving?
I'm here, Admiral.
No, you're not here. That is the problem. We were counting on you to stop an Imperial strike team on Ord Trossi. They came in fast and overwhelmed ground security. Half their planetary defense grid is gone.
I'm sorry to hear that, Admiral, but this lead took priority.
Priority? Are you telling me your little antique hunt was more important to the Jedi than protecting Republic citizens?
Stopping Malgus will keep the Republic safe. We needed something to push our investigation forward. And I think I found it.
Well, I hope the price we paid was worth it. Rava out.
Get me the commander. It's urgent.
Would you look at that? Perfect timing.
Good, you're here. Didn't want to put this in anyone's hands but yours. Sorry. Some greasy Sith really didn't want me to have that.
Are you all right? I can take you to the med bay.
Don't worry about me. What you've got in your hands is way more important. That belonged to Darth Nul. Took us ages to find it, but it was worth it.
I'm sorry I wasn't there to help you.
You are helping. Why do you think I came straight here? Arn and the old man have been breaking their backs looking for patterns in what we know about Darth Nul, hoping to find another fortress. They must have read every report on Nul at least 20 times apiece. They finally narrowed it down to a few places that seemed like good candidates. We split up and started looking. I was the lucky winner, the one who knows the least about this stuff, but I'm hoping you can help me fix that.
If this belonged to an ancient Sith, then it's something I want Sana Rey to see.
You're gonna have to wait a while. Sana Rey's not here.
Where is she?
Boss said she had some business to take care of.
The old man did say there was somebody here who could help. A scientist? Someone he met last time he visited?
Dr. Ogarob?
That's him.
He does have access to the kind of technology we need.
Then it sounds like he's our next stop.
Not now, Sahar.
Just try. I know you have it in you.
That's not what your precious Jedi said.
It's what I'm saying.
Enough! I found my way without your sorcery. Hedda cut my slave collar with this. She gave me a choice. Die, or fight back. I fought, and I excelled, Sahar. The day I became a Mandalorian, I knew I found my home.
I hoped you would find success. You always had fire.
I had little choice. Some earn what they have. Some are given everything.
And some lose it all.
You dare speak to me about suffering?
Even the best armor has flaws. spaces between plates of Beskar steel where blood can be drawn. The events of Ruhnuk have shown me our flaws. I planned for Shevisla to find us. She did. I challenged her and was nearly defeated. An outcome that was not expected. How could my plans so miss the mark? I asked myself. I looked and finally found my answer. Someone doesn't honor their agreements. Someone values credits over their own life.
Hey now! What's going on here?
Bast's son. With the right guidance, I had hoped your kind would be worthy of our cause.
Yeah, of course! That's always been the plan!
I learned that you used your pretty machines in the duel on Ruhnuk. No doubt why Shay fared as well as she did.
What? No! It was the other way around. I wanted you to win. You beat Shay, we do this war thing, we all get rich.
So you used your machine on Shay, and she still bested me.
Yes! I mean, no, I'm not saying that. Okay, let me explain.
No need. Darmanda is our enemy. Because of him, we lost Ruhnuk. Because of me, we gained a great deal more. Sahar, can you come up here? This one brought me something taken from the clutches of Darth Malgus. Something so powerful both the Sith and the Jedi race across the galaxy to claim it. With Sahar's help, we can unlock its secrets.
I told you, Hedda. We shouldn't do this. It's not safe.
You're right. It's never safe to change a galaxy. Never easy to fight corruption and hypocrisy. But your brother said you would face anything to restore balance. Each of you will gather the resources needed to make my vision a reality. You will have your assignments, but none will know the whole plan, except myself and Sahar. At long last, we will take back what is ours.
Yeah!
So, I heard you ran into Sahar. Is she all right? Can't believe she's gotten herself mixed up in all that Mandalorian business.
I could sense a heavy burden of guilt in her. Pain and unimaginable loss. I think she believes the only way to find relief is to stay by her brother's side.
Right. Her brother. You know, I barely even remember her mentioning a brother on Ossus. Now he's got her turning her back on us.
Over here. I do believe I've found something. But first, you must tell me more about this containment device you encountered. What did it look like? How did it work?
I didn't get a chance to look closely at it or anything. I just know it was some kind of trap and that relic was in it.
Can you tell us about what you found? The longer I'm near the relic, the more unsettled I feel. Whatever this was, it inflicted unthinkable suffering upon others.
Your perception is spot on, as usual. From the results, I can say with certainty that what you found is the remnant of a lightsaber. But there is more to the story.
What else did you find?
A very interesting clue. My equipment also found microscopic fragments of the lightsaber's power source. By all indications, the crystal used to construct the weapon originated in the Adika system.
That's where Osis is. Jedi get crystals from the Adiga system to build their lightsabers. We have for hundreds of years.
So why did Darth Null have a lightsaber that was built like a Jedi's?
A very pertinent question.
Well, she was helping the Emperor control people through the Force, right? I'll bet she used those crystals in some horrible machine that hunted down Jedi and turned them into children of the Emperor.
What else could she have built with them?
In theory, the possibilities are limitless from all she seemed to know. Someone who does not shy away from knowledge, no matter its source, in order to create, to expand their awareness. It is admirable.
Null was controlling people's minds. Let's not pin any medals on her just yet. What do you think about talking to Malgus again? You've got something up your sleeve you didn't have last time.
I can't shake the feeling that Malgus doesn't know Darth Null as well as he thinks he does. There's only one way to find out.
I do not envy you having to attempt any sort of communication with that ill-tempered brute.
Thank you both for your help on this.
It has been my pleasure.
No problem. I'm going to let the old man know what we found. He and Arn will be dying to hear everything.
The chat you had with Dr. Ogorov paints a better picture of what Malgus may have been up to. Darth Null's work on mind control says a lot, but combining Sith and Jedi toys? That's big news. Malgus following in the footsteps of someone with Jedi connections is a plot twist I wasn't expecting. Never mind Hedda Cole getting her hands on Darth Null's holocron.
Do we know what's on there?
We don't, but we need to assume that whoever holds that holocron holds the advantage. Malgus has the information we need, but he isn't talking. We're not running blind, however. What we learned about Darth Null's Jedi influence does give us something to go on, though admittedly not much.
Heads up. Looks like we have a special guest.
Tell these droids to get out of my way. I need to speak to Malgus.
They answer only to the Supreme Chancellor and cannot be overridden, Shay.
Some higher-up is all sweaty about my past contracts with Malgus. They've got no understanding of how those things work.
One of those contracts was destroying the defense grid on Coruscant during an Imperial invasion.
I was there to do a job. I did it and moved on. You should understand that. You and I have an understanding, but I owe no loyalty to the Republic or to the Empire, Malgus included.
Perhaps, but permission to interrogate the prisoner is restricted to a select few.
I'm going to find out if he's working with Hedda, with or without permission.
That's why I'm here. We all need to know more about his plan.
Don't you get it? With the holocron, Hedda is part of that plan, willing or not.
You weren't interested in the holocron when we ran into Sahar.
I wasn't. But I won't let Hedda use whatever's on there to hurt my people. So, what's it gonna be?
We'll work together on this.
Smart move.
Doesn't change the fact that Shay isn't on the VIP list.
Then put me on comms.
Comms? To listen in?
More than that. Shay can give advice during my questioning.
Malgus had a few bad habits when I worked with him. I'm betting they're still there. If you listen to me, we can trip him up.
Risky. The situation calls for it.
At least we'll be in full control. If anything seems wrong, we can shut it down.
All right. Everyone be on your guard. Time to pay our guest a visit. Ready?
Always. Bottom line, threats are useless against Malgus. He fears nothing. You keep talking about putting an end to what he wants, and we'll get nowhere. Make him think you understand. That's the key to getting anything out of him.
If you explain to me what you hope to accomplish, maybe I can help you. Maybe there's another way to finish what you started. A way that others will accept.
Few minds can comprehend my vision.
That is true. You and I have a unique perspective.
Perhaps that is why they parade you in front of me.
Good start. Try asking him something.
I was surprised to learn that Hedda Cole was part of your plan.
She wasn't. My designs are much greater than her petty civil war. The Mandalorians are fractured, a broken people. They struggle to decide who they are. An endless cycle of waste and fodder. Useless.
Big talk from inside that cell.
Mandalorian history is nothing but slaughter and bloodshed. They know how to follow orders without question.
Or fight for a purpose.
Slippery Chakari. Okay, maybe Hedda wasn't part of his plan, but something sure as hell changed.
You can't conquer the galaxy without an army.
When I am through, one will rise from the ashes. I will tear apart the corrupt systems that allow weakness to infect the galaxy. I will stop the rot. I will burn down all of their failing legacies and see who embraces the flame.
More of his mystical Osic. What about the holocron? Does Hedda have something she can use against my people?
Who whispers in your ear? Your thoughts are plain to me, Mandalore the Avenger. Your rage consumes you. There was a battle, and your prey slipped through your fingers. Your people are divided, while Hedda Cole gathers her army. You are right to come begging for answers. Hedda will destroy you.
Where is she? Dinila Hutun! Answer me!
Can you not see it? The past looms over us all. A shadow of unchanging history. There are fools who believe they can outrun the shadow. Without a flame to chase it away, it will consume them. They are doomed to repeat the same failures. None who have stood by my side have understood this. The only one who could have is my enemy. A shame that you and I must remain that way.
Nothing lasts forever.
Greetings. I'm relieved you answered. I must make an unusual request.
What's going on? Is everything all right?
Yes. For the moment, I have been summoned by the three. What they had to say has left me disquieted. Meet me at these coordinates on Voss, and I will explain in greater detail.
What about the investigation into the origins of Darth Null's relic? Have you heard anything from your team?
I have. It is best if I show you in person. I will await your arrival.
Voss. Well, at least it's nice this time of year.
We have enough mysteries to contend with without getting the Voss involved. They're not exactly known for being straightforward. Sana Ray sounded unlike herself. I do hope whatever she has to tell you isn't too troubling.
Arkin. I can't believe you're here.
Every day I remembered how much faith you have in me. It meant everything. I did everything in my power to return. I'm so glad to be home.
Sana Ray didn't tell me you'd be here. You caught me off guard.
I'm sure it slipped her mind. She has been speaking to some other Voss about something, and she has seemed unsettled.
You have arrived. Good. I have been waiting to show you this. When we first uncovered the existence of Darth Null, I could not imagine that tracing the origins of one of her relics would lead here. The strange ruins Arkin found on the planet in wild space. They were resistant to his presence for a reason.
It took more time than I cared to admit, but I finally found another way inside. That's why I found this.
What you are about to see. Darth Null possessed a talent that was unique among her kind. Through the Force, she could connect her mind to another's. Darth Null could speak to someone's most hidden desires. Reach depths of their thoughts they could not reach themselves. Over great distances, she could mentally bond with anyone who could feel the Force. In those who did not recognize their own abilities, she awakened that realization.
Sharing this knowledge was unacceptable to those around Darth Null. She was ostracized, friendless.
Darth Null took those who would follow her to an empty world in wild space, where they could do as they pleased, without judgment. Null taught her disciples how to forge mental bonds as she did. They called out to others and invited them to their sanctuary.
But Darth Null was careless. She made contact with someone she shouldn't have. The Sith Emperor, as he was then. He took advantage of her mistake. He ruthlessly pursued her.
Before the Emperor could reach her followers, Null locked many of their secrets away in the ruins Arkin found. Null and the others fought back against their captors, but their fate was sealed. The Emperor dominated the minds of her disciples, bent them to his will, enslaved them. After that day, Null's followers became servants of the Emperor, and she became Darth Null.
There was no one to help them. Why were they so alone?
They chose to be. They severed all connections to their past when they were expelled from the Jedi Order.
How can we claim to be defenders of peace if we so readily abandon our own to such a fate?
I do not have much to say about how the Jedi conduct themselves. Voss also live by rules that many outsiders consider inflexible. The account of Darth Nul's removal from the Jedi is told from her own perspective. We do not know much about what transpired before that, other than what she was called, Master Renaya.
We've been chasing a Sith inventor, but she had a whole other life before that. What if that's where we find the way to stop Malgus's plans?
Then we will find it. Malgus could not keep this knowledge from you. We can find other secrets.
All that you found about Darth Nul, why did I have to come to Voss to hear it?
After I heeded the Three's request to return to Voss, I heard whisperings. Rumors of a vision that caused great concern among the mystics. The Three forbade them to speak about what was seen. A revelation centered on Darth Malgus.
You brought me here to find out more about the vision.
I brought you here to try. The Three know well the value you would place on hearing the details of this vision. But they would never share them with an outsider, even one of your status, unless you gave them a reason to.
Malgus's plans could mean the end of the galaxy as we know it. What more of a reason do they need?
Perhaps they think there is nothing in this vision that would help you. However, you have the opportunity to convince them otherwise. Despite our best efforts, some of our most sacred temples have yet to be rebuilt in the years since Valen's assault. The Shrine of Contemplation is too deep within Gormak lands. The work is slow, even with aid from the few Gormak who have chosen to continue their alliance with the Voss. The Three are overseeing progress at the Shrine of Contemplation now. If you were to approach them and offer your assistance, perhaps you will change their minds about the vision. With luck, they will be receptive to one with your gracious reputation.
I've already made an impression on them. This shouldn't be difficult.
It has been years since you first came to Voss. The members of the Three have changed many times since then, but they all expect the same courtesies. Be conscious of the struggles of Voss. Be considerate of our views. Little else is needed.
I'd like to speak with you for a moment, before you depart.
Here are the coordinates for the Shrine of Contemplation. I will send a message ahead to the commandos there to expect your arrival.
Arkin, what was it you wanted to talk about?
All this talk of visions, it reminded me. Something strange happened while I was away. As I searched Darth Maul's ruins, every step I took felt so familiar. Like I had been there before.
Darth Nul was captured from that place by the Emperor. Did your father, when he was Valkorian, did he ever return there?
If he had, he would have never allowed me to accompany him. Something I'm grateful for now. It was confusing, distressingly so. I was so certain I had stood on the surface of that empty world, even though I could not remember when or why. I spoke with Sonoray about this sense of familiarity. It didn't take long before she understood what I was feeling. I was there, in those ruins, once before, during the ritual in the Shrine of Healing.
How is that possible?
I am unsure. This realization awakened other memories of what I saw while the Voss healed me. I believed they were dreams at the time, but Sonoray believes otherwise. She says they were visions.
Why do you sound so concerned? Something like this isn't beyond your abilities.
This was different. In the ritual, the mystics infused part of their spirit with yours. It is not uncommon for a mystic's gifts to be shared with the one they are cleansing. They open my mind to unreachable distances. The past. What may happen. What never will. In truth, it is all still a blur. It was as if I lived decades in the span of hours. I saw centuries worth of horrors committed by my father. I felt the rage and the cruelty born of my desperation to please him. The suffering and the devastation I caused, it was all made plain to me. When I learned what my father had done in Darth Maul's ruins, old fears resurfaced. I was afraid I saw those ruins because I was doomed to follow in his footsteps. But in my vision, I also saw a place by your side, and what I needed to become, to be worthy of it. I saw the work I could do, how I could dedicate myself to atonement, like helping you stop Darth Malgus. Reliving that vision, it reminded me that I have far to go before I can be forgiven for all that I inflicted upon others, if that is even possible. But I am moving in the right direction.
Now you see what I see. Your strength, your sincerity. It was always in you, Arkan. And I know it may not seem like it, but you don't have to do any of this alone. I'm yours, whenever you need me.
Not one day has passed at your side where I felt alone. Your belief is a gift, one that I cherish deeply. You are so captivating. It is difficult to find the words to say how grateful I am for you. But I want to thank you, in every way possible, for not giving up on me.